I think us Irish people in general are notoriously bad for putting our money to work for us. We're more than happy to go out, build up our savings and just leave them in the credit union, for example, earning next to nothing. But it doesn't have to be that way, and you can make your money work hard for you, at a minimum having it in a high yield savings account. And I think people are starting to wake up to the fact that, especially to beat the likes of inflation or even keep up with inflation, that this is something most people have to actually end up doing. But it is getting more accessible and easier to find the right account to put your money into in order to make sure that you are getting a high yield. And Raisin, who's the company I'm covering in this video, are doing just that. Now, I have made a video on Raisin before, but if you haven't heard of them, raisin.ie is essentially a place, a one-stop shop where you can go and find out the best interest rates available to you across all of Europe. On their website, for example, we can take a look at two different types of accounts. We have term deposits and we also have demand deposits. Term deposit is where you put your money in for a fixed term and you get a fixed interest rate for that period in return. And then demand deposit accounts is where you can put your money in, but you have the flexibility to take it out whenever you want as well. Generally, you'll find a lower yield in these kind of accounts. But with one big caveat, and that's what I'm covering in today's video, is that Raisin has brought out a new starter account for new customers only, where for 3 months you will earn 3.1% interest in a demand deposit account, which means you can put money in and take it out freely, so you have that flexibility there. If we see here on their website what the next best interest rate, we can see that is a 2.07% at Nordax Bank for the same type of account, so you're getting over 1.03% more with this Raisin starter account. If you've been wanting to put your money into a high yield savings account and just wasn't sure which one to go with, I think this is a great opportunity to just take a little bit of the stress out of it, but also give you a low barrier to entry. If you're a new customer, you can create this account with Raisin, put your money in there anywhere from 1 to 100,000 euro, and you can take advantage of that 3.1% for 3 months. And what that will do is give you time to check out the Raisin platform, figure out where you want to put your money after these 3 months, which kind of account would make sense for you, and then you can just easily transfer it after the 3 months from the Raisin starter account over into whichever savings account you choose on the platform. Or of course, if you don't fancy putting your money into any other savings account on the platform, you can of course just take that money out and go elsewhere. The big thing about demand deposit accounts is of course the flexibility, the ability to add your money in and take it out as you need over that 3 month period. And along with that, then a 3.1%, which is one of the highest short-term interest rates that you can avail of, being offered to you for those 3 months. Now, of course, us Irish are very careful with our money as well, and we want to know if it's safe, so you'll be glad to know that this is covered under the deposit guarantee scheme up to 100,000 euro. And that is in line with EU standards under the German statutory deposit guarantee scheme. Now, while this is a great deal, it's also important to note that at the end of that 3 month period, the account will be starting to generate 0% interest, at which point, as I said, it probably makes sense to take a look at some of the other products Raisin are offering on their website. And because this account is in Germany, there is no foreign withholding tax. But as always, revenue rules still apply, so you must declare any interest earned with revenue. So again, jumping over to the Raisin website here, we can take a look at some of your options once you finish this 3 month period of where you can automatically transfer your money to. For example, let's just look at a figure of 30,000. We can get a 2.73% interest rate for 1 year in a term deposit account, so where your money is fixed. And that means over that period of time, on this amount of money, in 1 year, you can get 807 euro interest. Or if we look at the demand deposit accounts, obviously we'll have already taken advantage of this 3.1% offer. And then you can see some of the other offers available in a demand deposit account is 2.07% with Nordax. And then you can see a couple of other banks offering that 2.07% there as well. So lots of different options when that 3 month term does come to an end. So if you haven't checked raisin.ie out yet and you do fall into that new customer bracket, this is a great deal to take advantage of. I will leave a link down in the description below if anybody wants to sign up and of course take advantage of it. If you do have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys in another video.